Evening, everybody. It's a little before 6:30 on Thursday evening, and this is your closing comment. I'm going to try and be brief. Claims, as I mentioned this morning, Thursday is claims day, and initial claims 207,000. That was up 7,000. Continuing claims 1,754,000. That was up 36,000 from the prior week. It was kind of an interesting day. The future started to the upside, basically around unchanged. We had a big sell-off in the morning. We had a bit of a rally in the late morning and early afternoon, but by the end of the day, the Dow had finished down 170, just under 0.5%. NASDAQ was down just 19 after being sharply lower. The S&P was down 453. Russell was up 1237, and the transports were up $1.10. On the Dow was really interesting. There were 18 stocks up and 12 down. UNH was the big loser today. Yesterday it was Salesforce taking 135 points off the Dow. Today it was UNH taking 132 off the Dow. Excuse me. And both Microsoft and IBM both down about 20 Dow points, a little bit less actually. There were no stocks adding 20 Dow points. So it was a little on the soft side. New York Stock Exchange 9 to 7 up, NASDAQ 1.3 to 1 down, and volume came back down to 4.7 billion from yesterday's 5 billion. Stock-wise, it was interesting in that there was a lot of cross-current. WBA, that's Walgreens, had good earnings, and this morning when I did my video, it was 55.07, up $1.07. Never got past 54.49 in the real world, and it traded down to 52.29. The close was 52.45, down $1.55. So from up $1 to down $1.50, roughly from up a couple of percent to down almost 3%. Beyond Meat, I mentioned last night, they came out with their announcement that KFC was going to be using their chicken product this morning. Well, last night and this morning, it was both times stronger. But this morning, it was up about $1.50 or $2. However, when it got rolling, after closing at 58.49, it traded up 67.06, up $8.57 or 14%. Another one that was like that, Bed Bath & Beyond, with a miss. The stock was trading around 11.90. Actually, it had traded down to 11.90. But pre-open it was trading 12.10, down $1.26. But right after the opening, the conference call started, and the stock went from 11.90 all the way up to 15.48, and it was 14.58. It actually closed 14.43. That was up $1.07, and it did make a higher high during the day. Instead of 15.48, it was 16.38. So that was kind of interesting. And what I want to show you about that is that it was that group. This is my list of the meme stocks. And you had AMC up 7.5%, and you had GME up 34. This is actually in late trading right now. GME came out with another Hail Mary kind of commentary about what they're going to do. You have to realize that AMC and GME do not make any money. They may not be going out of business, but essentially they don't really have a business. So GameStop came out today. As you can see, we closed regular hours here at 131 and change, up $1.66, and that was after trading down here. This was 121 and change. But take a look at what happened after that announcement. The stock rallied from up $1, traded 176. The last on it is 163.62, up 34.45, or just under 27%. This is just one I have no desire to be in. AMC also was strong. For most of the day, it was about unchanged, 22.46 down 29. But as we got into late hours, as GME was rallying, this rallied up to 26 and change, now 24.40, up $1.63. So that's why when you see Bed Bath and Beyond, and we start to see the kind of action that it had, you can see it was up most of the day in regular trading. I can't show you the pre-opening, but regular trading, it closed 14.43, and that was up $1.07. And in late trading, it actually has traded back above 15. So that's kind of what we have. So as you can see, these are all of those stocks that are in that category, meme stocks, Astra Space, Robinhood, Virgin Galactic, Wendy's, Context Logic, Clover Health, Jan 1, MVIS, COS, BlackBerry, which, by the way, as of yesterday, no longer makes phones or supports them. So those are all dead. As far as groups go, this is my stocks for total return was higher. Defense stocks mixed to higher. Biopharma mixed to lower. Food supply chain higher. Reopening, airlines and cruise lines solidly lower, although jets, the ETF, closed unchanged. Retail higher. Work from home or work from anywhere, mixed to higher. Mixed to higher on infrastructure. Financials higher. Pot stocks down, and energy stocks higher. So it was kind of interesting. Tomorrow we have the monthly employment numbers, and we have consumer credit. So those ought to be pretty interesting. Let's go over to the futures. This is an intraday of the oil. I'm showing it to you because it looks to me like it really kind of wants to roll over and come back in. This is literally just the last 36 hours. So let's go back to a real chart, the daily nearby. And as you can see, we've had, a very strong, we had that break that we called here. We had the bottom that we called here, and we've worked our way back up into this $80 area. I think that we're probably going to come back down and test 74, 75 in that range. Gold was down hard again today. I warned you about this one in no uncertain terms over the weekend, and then again Monday and Tuesday. It was back up in that 1820 area that has proven to be a problem, and after trading up to 1830 yesterday and closing at 1825 near the high of the day, it gapped down. So yesterday's close was 1825. Today's high was only 1811, and it traded down to 1785. Again, I said it would not surprise me to see it at 1780. It doesn't surprise me, and it looks like it could go a little lower. I want to make a point here. Um, you're going to start to hear a comment about crowding out. Nobody's talking about it yet, just like nobody was talking about inflation 18 months ago when we started following all of those commodity futures that are where the inflation is coming from. Crowding out is where the government needs to borrow so much money to support its debt and its deficit spending that there's less money available for borrowing. That especially hurts the small cap stocks. It doesn't hurt the big names because Microsoft or UNH or Apple or Facebook, if they need money, they can go directly to the market and issue new shares. These littler companies don't have that ability. They don't have the ability to put on the massive amounts of public debt, so they have to borrow it. If the government is no longer increasing the money supply and has to start paying interest on those deficits that doesn't look like 0% or a quarter of a percent or 1.25%, as rates start to move up, you will start to see the economy slow. And one of the main reasons that the economy slows is the fact that the government is borrowing most of the money that's available. So, not something to look forward to, but as you can see with the bonds, we were again lower today, even though, well, we're up 5 30 seconds right now. But as you can see, and we've pointed it out before, we really broke to the downside here. This is 159, 160. Today's low was 155 and a half. Again, I need to warn you, don't become desensitized. These are monstrous moves. We have the 30-year up over 20 basis points. That's a 10% gain, over a 10% gain in the cost of interest. The 10-year over a 20-point increase at 174. It's actually up 21 basis points on 1.5. That's a 15% move. And the 5-year and the 2-year have moved even bigger percents to the upside. And don't get sucked in by those teleprompter readers who say, well, it doesn't really matter because the whole world is, doesn't really matter. So that falls into the category of, well, if everybody hurts, then it hurts us less. It doesn't. It hurts everybody. All right, folks, I'll be back first thing in the morning with a pre-opening comment and that consumer credit and those monthly employment numbers. Have a good evening.